SWOT analysis of Norway, Germany, and Philippines. First, let us analyze the SWOT of the Philippines. The Philippines has been an offshore global services destination for over 15 years. The government provides free education under Republic Act of 10931, an act promoting universal access to tertiary quality education by providing free tuition and other school fees in state universities and colleges. Parents' involvement. The parents or guardians are responsible and hands on their children when it comes to education. They will serve as the support system through financial and moral support. Quality assurance mechanisms in higher education, the effective interplay between internal and external mechanisms in order to ensure that they best serve school development and innovation. Quality assurance is important for accountability as well as to support ongoing development of schools and of teaching and learning. Quality improvements and internalization regarding qualitative improvements are notable in a number of areas, including a slight increase in the number of higher education faculty holding higher degrees. Policy response. The government has the initiative to strengthen the educational system here in the Philippines because there are specific laws that has been approved and used up to this day, like for example the 2013 Basic Education Act. Strength. Strong knowledge in the English language. Filipinos are strong in the knowledge of English language because aside from the mere fact that our country is one of the top peaks destinations of the foreigners, the schools have required the students to speak in English and offered English major courses which can develop the language of a student. It doesn't only limit the knowledge of the individual because some of the graduate students from English majors will enroll in masters and doctors for English. Highly skilled teacher, highly accomplished teachers are highly effective and skilled classroom practitioners and routinely work independently to improve your practice of colleagues. Having in-depth knowledge your subjects and curriculum content, interpersonal and presentation skills are highly developed and you communicate effectively with your students. PTA willing to participate. If PTAs want to raise funds for the extras that felt necessary for school, is a great way of planning the fundraising. Additionally, it ensures that children receive the best education that can possibly be given to them. Ongoing evaluation attribute of a successful school is the ongoing screening of student performance and development. Schools should use assessment data to compare their students with others across the country. Weaknesses. However, there is a gap between rich and poor, and that most students from the tertiary level come from relatively well-off families. This means that there is a big disparity in the educational achievements across social groups. For example, the socio-economically disadvantaged students have higher dropout rates. There is inadequate facilities, which poor facilities in public schools signifies that students are not receiving the rights of having a sufficiently available and well-maintained school facilities. Indications of having these poor facilities are non-working or poorly maintained public comfort rooms, lack of classrooms, overcrowding in classrooms, poor ventilation, unsanitary and crowded canteens, and more. Politics in education is an issue that presently pervades educational system in the country. Some support given by politicians must be equated by some favors from school officials. These become a major concern by everybody. There is a large proportion of mismatched training and actual job. Giving heavier premium to the history of the colonizers in the Philippines and not to the history of the Filipinos. Copy-pasting has been turned into a norm among students whenever they are asked to submit a research paper or even a film review. Teachers need to engage in trainings and seminars for learning improvement. Some materials or books distributed by some school are not enough to cater to students and their queries. Let's go to opportunities. They are globally competitive of basic quality education due to the new curriculum and inventions of gadgets in order for them to be educated about what other countries have. It will serve as training ground and preparation to the qualified exchange students. Community involvement services in line with the chosen program. Factors affecting the development of the whole educational system, including enrollment trends and administrative policy, are then identified, and the consequences of the expanding educational system on the absorptive capacity of the labor market are noted. Agenda calls for a reintroduction of vocational and technical education in high schools, which has been designed to give Filipino students practical skills gained employment after graduation. A key component in tackling the high youth unemployment rate in the Philippines. The Philippines is undergoing a major overhaul to bring it in line with education systems worldwide, starting with the K-12 sector. Threats. According to the article of the issues and concerns of the Philippine education, number of graduates from different universities and colleges that cannot be accommodated by the labor market. Since professionals are forced to accept employment far from their areas of specialization and training because they need to work and earn for their families. The countries concerned are increasingly unable to satisfy local demand for higher education, as many of these developing countries cannot expand the existing capacity of their higher education in the face of increasing demand due to financial limitations. The struggle to control budget deficit and inability to properly fund public school system that leads to limited of resources and not highly trained teachers. Unhealthy competition within social circles fuels negative peer interactions, including bullying and cyberbullying, and it triggers stress. When kids are pressured to achieve, they are forced to spend long periods of time practicing, studying, and working toward success. This leaves very little time for downtime, self-discovery, and fun. Kids of all ages need to learn how to practice self-care, and that begins with creating balance. When kids are under stress, it's very difficult for them to maintain healthy habits. This only exacerbates the stress cycle, which can result in anxiety, frequent illness, and symptoms of depression.
Many young people from all over the world choose to study in Germany. 12% of all students come from abroad. So let's take a look at the German higher education system. In Germany, it's possible to study just about anything. There are over 18,000 different courses, including more than 1,800 international programs, most of which are conducted in English. With such a large range on offer, everybody finds their chosen subject. Also, when it comes to choosing a university or college, you have many options. There are around 400 state-accredited higher education institutions at around 180 different locations. Universities are strongly research-oriented and offer the widest range of subjects. They teach both theoretical knowledge and methodological expertise. Universities of applied sciences concentrate on the application of scientific knowledge and primarily teach professional practice. The range of subjects is focused on areas such as technology, business, social affairs, and media. Colleges of art and music train budding artists, musicians, directors, actors, and designers. Special artistic talent must be displayed in an entrance examination for these courses. A small number of courses are also offered at other specialized institutes. In Germany, there are public and private higher education institutions. More than 90% of students are enrolled in state-run universities and colleges. With such a vast choice, you're bound to find the course that's right for you. Let's talk about the various degree options. You can do a bachelor's degree, a master's, or gain a doctorate. In certain subjects, there are also other degrees, such as the Staatsexamen. However you decide, a degree from a German higher education institution will increase your chances for the future. The cost of living in Germany is moderate compared with other countries around the world, and there are no tuition fees at most higher education institutions. In Germany, you receive first-class education with degrees that are recognized worldwide, and you are also offered excellent support. Ideal conditions for studying a course that furthers your career, whether in your home country or in Germany. So, what are you waiting for? Discover your international side. Study in Germany.
Free. Education is free in Germany, even college. Next, there is a lot of parent involvement. Parents help with homework every night. The German education philosophy is that learning begins in the home. Next is strict discipline. There is a large value in discipline in Germany. Last is shorter school days. Allows more time for homework, and many people believe the shorter school days are better for children to retain information they learn each day. Strict discipline. Some think it is too focused on discipline. Second is curriculum is very focused on academic pursuits rather than a range of more general interests such as photography or different kinds of music. The system is quite rigid with the pupils placed into the different types of schools based entirely on their academic performance. No extracurricular activities after school. Lower class and migrant families are not supported enough and fail at school in much higher numbers. Opportunities. Benefit from a high-quality educational system to help you advance in your career. Learn a new language by making new friends and socializing with other students. And gain an amazing life experience to remember for years to come by studying and living as a foreign student in Germany. There are hundreds of universities in Germany that have free or very low tuition programs available for international students. Whether you want to study engineering, medicine, architecture, or business, Germany is the place to be. Combining high-quality education with a unique cultural experience, living in Germany is the main reason why young people from all over the world come to Germany. After education work opportunities for students in Germany. There are career centers at German education institutions which help students in the smooth transition from higher education to employment. These centers are also equipped with good exchanges. Students need not to precisely match their degrees and what they're looking for. One can apply for a job in other relevant areas. There is no shortage of job opportunities for skilled professionals. There are work placements which help students in getting part-time jobs in Germany while they are studying. It gives them fairly good idea of type of job that they want to pursue after the completion of their course. The large number of various measures related to gifted education in the different federal states is a disadvantage, as there is a lack of common national strategies of talent support, which is also due to a lack of networking. Furthermore, the measurements depend strongly on the ruling political party in the individual states. Threats. The threats that the German system faces included the fact that potentials are not diagnosed and that there is too much focus on deficits. Is homeschooling illegal in Germany? Yes, homeschooling in Germany is considered illegal because students must attend school from 6 to 15 years of age. The German education system requires that all children attend a school, whether it is a primary school, a secondary school, an international school, or a private school. Once your children are 6 years old, they are required to go to school, since school attendance is compulsory in Germany. Most German schools are run by the state, and there is no charge for your children to attend. In addition, there are private and international schools which charge fees. The individual states are responsible for education policy. This means that the school system will to some extent depend on the region where you and your family are living. Children do not always have the same curriculum in every state, and textbooks may differ as well. Norway's early childhood education and care system has experienced a strong expansion over the last decade. More children than ever are enrolled in its kindergartens. Norway is among the OECD countries with the highest share of public income spent on early childhood education and care, and public funding for the kindergarten sector has strongly increased over the past 15 years, enabling a rapid expansion of service provision. Strength. Stakeholder involvement in policy decisions increases ownership and facilitates implementation. Stakeholders play an important role in advising on early childhood education and care policy decisions and implementation. The key groups that regularly met with the Ministry of Education and Research include the Organization of Privately Owned Kindergartens, the Teachers Union, the Union of Education Norway, and the Norwegian Association of Local and Regional Authorities. Another important stakeholder regarding the Sami as the indigenous people in Norway is the Sami Parliament. Since 2010, there has also been a National Parents Committee for Kindergarten. Stakeholders such as parent representatives, local authorities, and trade unions are consulted at an early stage in the decision-making process. There is formalized consultation process to involve the KS in decisions affecting municipalities. The review team's fact-finding mission, which included meetings with all of those groups and the Ombudsman for Children, found a high awareness of national policies among stakeholders as well as a culture of open discussions on policies and interests.
Municipalities. Municipalities have the funds and the responsibility to adapt early childhood education and care provision to local needs. Block grants offer local government and the flexibility to meet the varying and, over time, changing needs of children and families for kindergarten. Block grants also are intended to increase local initiative and address some of the unintended consequences arising from earmark grants. Since municipalities are also in charge of providing other welfare services, they have the freedom to align service delivery in the best interest of families and children. Also, the national education governance bridges early childhood education and care and schooling. Strong legal entitlement and expansion of places in kindergarten. Increase affordability of kindergarten. Weaknesses. Participation of families with lower socioeconomic status, ethnic minorities, and children at risk is still hindered. Even though participation rates are fairly high across all groups, the children who do not participate are much likely to be ethnic minorities and from lower income and less educated families more generally. This undermines the kindergarten policy goals of equality and social integration and education. Participation rates for minority language children are only negligibly different from the general population at the age of 5, but the gap increases sharply for younger children. Opportunities. For most Norwegians, student life is a rich, social, and active period in life. Alongside their studies, many have part-time jobs to supplement their student loan and to gain work experience. As an international student, you can also get a part-time job with an upper limit of 20 hours a week. Many Norwegian students are also involved in student associations such as student sports team and students' councils and in organizations in culture and society in general. Norwegian universities warned on English use. Varied levels of English language proficiency among students could hamper learning. The Language Council of Norway has expressed its concern over the amount of university courses taught in English in the country. Using too much English during courses can damage students' education and life after graduating, as the vast majority of students go on to work in Norway, it said. The council, known locally as Språkrådet, said that the problem was particularly pronounced for new students who may find that almost their entire higher education program is in English.